Hello, my name is Murray Pollok, Managing Editor of International Rental News Magazine. Thanks for viewing this video. I'm with Chris Clarke today. Chris is the Development Director of MCS Rental Software. Hello, Chris. Thanks for joining me today.
No worries. Nice to see you.
You've been with MCS for 24 years. Tell us a little bit about that. I mean, that's a long time to be developing software.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, I started MCS straight out of university as a junior developer, and then over the years I've kind of worked my way up through various roles, and now I'm development director. So now I look after the product and technology and roadmap and all that good stuff at MCS.
And you've got an interesting backstory to do with fireworks. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so back when I was 18, my chemistry teacher at school used to do fireworks for the school, and we decided one year to set up our own firework business. And because obviously I was into computer science, I did computer science at university, and I did a bit of electronics, I went down the route of digitally firing fireworks using computers. So I combined my two passions, and then over the years I built firing system software for designing pyromusical shows and then uploading that to the hardware to do all the firing. And nowadays we specialize in sort of pyromusical shows for ultra high net worth individuals, and we fired at checkers for prime ministers and for royals and Russian oligarchs and everybody that wants to impress somebody, basically.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's move on from that to MCS's launch of AI Insights. So this is the first of a range of AI kind of linked products that you're launching, and this is for equipment manual assistance. Tell us what it does, Chris.
Yeah, that's so basically we have a product called eScan, which enables our rental customers to produce a QR code that they put on the machines. And anybody can then come along and scan that QR code and get access to documents that the rental business have said can be accessed publicly. So these could be manuals, these could be test certificates if the machine's gone through the workshop and had a safety check, and the certificate can be uploaded there. But the manual insights, basically manual assistance, or chat to PDF, as I like to call it, because it makes a bit more sense, allows anybody to scan the QR code, chat to the manual, and ask it questions about how to use that piece of equipment.
Who scans in the manuals?
So at the moment, the back-end product, the MCS rental product, often our customers have uploaded their manuals to the product against all their equipment codes for their technicians and other people to use. It's reliant on the rental company doing that. We are investigating how we could try and sort of work on a more global database of manuals based on the model codes and stuff, but that's a future idea at the moment.
Look, I use large language models like ChatGPT, so I know that you can get issues with hallucinations and making stuff up. How do you get around that problem? Have you tested it extensively?
Yeah, so basically, we want to use the LLMs for its understanding of language. We don't want to use the sort of inherent knowledge that's in there. So behind the scenes, the LLM is instructed to just use the information from the manual, and if it doesn't find any information, then it will then come back to the end user and say, sorry, I can't find that information. And in order to sort of help with this process of ensuring the accuracy of the results, we get it to always return the page number from the manual. So it says on page 7 of the manual, it says X. This way, from the chat screen, they can access the manual as well. So they can click the button, get straight in the manual and go and have a look. So, we're explicitly telling it that this only get information from this source. Don't try and hallucinate anything else. And also we've got this what we call rental business context tool, which basically any of the AI insights AI systems, the rental business can go in and they can kind of steer the AI system. So if they're renting out equipment that's say very complicated and nobody should be changing the settings on it, they can say they can put in the AI context tool when answering questions about the equipment from the manuals. Always ensure you state that the end user shouldn't be changing the configuration settings on the machine, or maybe say if you're unsure how to use this machine, please call us at this number and we will help you through the process. So yeah, the rental business context tool for our AI systems is going to be invaluable to making sure the AI systems are kind of not only limited to the knowledge from the manual, but also a bit of knowledge about the business and and what the business processes and what the business expects as well.
And you foresee this being used primarily by rental company employees or by their customers as well?
So both. So the eScan solution was more designed for the end users of the machines on site using them and getting access to the manuals, and ultimately they'll be able to request their off hires through there or report breakdowns as well. But they can access the manuals. But also we're wiring it into our back end system as well. So when you've got workshop technicians that are maybe going on site to diagnose a problem with a machine or in the workshop, they can access the service manuals, because obviously the operational manuals may be accessible for the public, but the service manuals might be private to the company. So they can then do the same chat process with the service manuals and be able to find. Some of these manuals are 700 or 800 pages long, and trying to find the key section, maybe you're on your phone, is quite difficult. Whereas this will hopefully help people dial into exactly where they need to find the information they need.
And it's got a multilingual ability as well. So the question, a user can ask a question in Spanish, Italian, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is one of the beauties of these modern LLMs, that they understand all the languages. So, yeah, if you ask the question in French, it will come back to you in French. And if you've ever used ChatGPT or any of the sort of frontier models for translation, you'll find that they're pretty impressively good. So yeah, no, it's great. So anybody on site, whatever language, they can go and query it in their own native language and get the answers back. But obviously, if they have to go and look in the manual, the core manual will still be in the whatever language it was uploaded in.
And commercially, how does it work? How do people pay for this? Do you have to have a certain level of license, or what's the model?
Yeah, so different features in our AI Insights module will be licensed in different ways. So the eScan one we're talking about at the moment, that will be part of the eScan module. So if our customers have bought that module, they'll be able to use the chat feature in there. Our product is very modular, so we can cope with the smaller businesses all the way up to great big international PLCs that want all the different bells and whistles. Some of the AI features will be just rolled into different modules like the eScan one. Some of them, if they're maybe using a higher level of AI processing in the back end, maybe based on consumption or maybe specific licenses for that. But yeah, there's a whole mix of different things depending on what feature it is.
This is the first of the AI Insights that you've launched. Why this one? Was it an easy one to do, or was it an obvious application?
I think it's probably a bit of both. In honesty, we have other projects going on in parallel to this one. Some are bigger and taking longer. This is one of the ones we started on, but we feel it's got great great application in the rental industry. Being able to help customers how to use the equipment and that side of things, speeding up technicians, fault finding on machines. We think this is a great application of AI, something it's very good at, and something that's very very well known in how to achieve a good system like this.
You've obviously got other AI products coming up. Can you tell us about some of them and when we might see them?
Yeah. So, I always find it interesting when you look at AI articles or or interviews and stuff. Everybody's very talks about AI very generically about what it could do and what could and a lot of the time that's people don't want to give away their features, and I'm a bit like that. But one of the next features we are going to be releasing is the ability for the users of our rental software to go and get a summary of the customer. So this is a textual, verbose description of that customer, because our system holds all the data. It knows how many times they've been called by the sales team via the CRM system. It knows how many times they've logged in the online portal to look at equipment. They know how many quotes they've had and whether they're successful or they weren't successful. They know how many contracts they've had, maybe how many complaints they've made. But trying to put all that information on a dashboard or a BI for people to really understand it is quite difficult. Whereas you can take all of that summary information, give it to an AI system, and get it to come back with a 2 or 3 paragraphs of let's look at this company. Have they been spending more money? Have they been spending less money? What's the correlation between how much money they spent and how many times we phoned them? Why have their quotes been rejected? Are we too expensive? And it can pick out all this information, and it's brilliant. It works really well. But also combine that with the rental business context tool we were talking about earlier. The rental company would be able to sort of steer it towards, well, these are the things we think are really important. This product group is really important, so focus a bit more on that, or things along those lines. So they can really steer the report in the way that is useful. And because it's generated on the fly, it's always up to date. So any user can go in, whether you're a sales manager or salesman or operational staff, they can go in if they've got permissions, and they can say, right, tell me a summary about this company, and they can sort of read through it in a textual way. So yeah, we're really excited about that.
When might we see that?
So that will be in the next release of the product, which will be due out in 3 or 4 months, something along those lines. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, looking at the bigger picture of development, is AI where the fireworks are, if you like, or are you working at other things as well?
Yeah, so obviously, we've talked about AI in our rental product. We have a whole team working on AI in our business. We hold a lot of information, knowledge base articles, support tickets, and we're building systems where we can, with natural language, interrogate our knowledge base. How do you do this in the product? Maybe if it's a support ticket, have we seen support tickets that like this previously, and what was the answer to them? And so we're building a whole platform internally to help our staff give better support to our customers. We've also launched our own sort of chat GPT clone, if you'd like, which is securely hosted in our environment, so all of our employees can go and use it. So if they want to write a bit of code, write a bit of SQL for the database, maybe compare some contracts or whatever they want to do with it, any of our employees can log in and use that AI in a secure way inside the business. So that's pretty exciting, and that kind of the outworking of that is better service for our customers. We're also very focused on mobile and web. We've got a brilliant native web solution, and the focus for that is, MCS really, our goal is to produce an all-in-one user-centric rental solution. Whoever you are in the rental company, whether you're a workshop manager or a salesman or a hire desk, we want you to be able to log in and see the information that's relevant to you. If you're a workshop manager, what workshop jobs have you got a plan today for the guys in the yard? What breakdowns have you got to send technicians to? Have you had reports through the online portal of an equipment breakdown that you need to go and deal with? If you're a salesman, what's your pipeline look like? What's your actions for day? What's your overdue actions? Has one of your customers made a complaint? We want these screens to be when they log in and say, right, this is what I've got to do today. Nobody's going to miss anything, and this kind of leads on to we're doing a lot of work with the sort of telematics and CO2 reporting, electric vehicles, and all the alerts that are coming back from these machines. Again, we want to bring those in, so that when the operational staff log into the system, it says, hey, there's this machine's had a critical warning, and they can go, okay, click, create a works order, go and do an on-site repair. The workshop manager can see, oh, right, there's one come in, he can go and allocate it to his team, and off they go, seamlessly. So, we're trying to get rid of this kind of siloed system where you've got a telematics provider over here or a mobile solution provider over here, where you're paying a load of money but using hardly any of the features. Everything we do, whether it's CRM or mobile, is all rental specific, and yeah, so that's kind of what we're focusing on at the moment.
Great, thank you. Hey, look, you're going to be pretty busy in the coming months and years. I think good luck with the AI, and I think we should chat again, and you can let us know what you're doing on the AI side in a couple of months or whenever it's suitable for you. Yeah,
definitely. No, it's moving very quickly, so yeah, that'd be great.
So look, Chris Clarke, MCS, thank you very much and good luck.
Cheers. Thank you for your time.